Hello everybody, it is Zen, and today I'm going to be doing another book review of the book Cycle of the Werewolf by Stephen King. This is a book that I legit just read at night, so I was going to sleep and I'm like, you know what, I need to start a new Stephen King book. So I popped this bad boy open. It's only 120 pages and half of the pages are not even full, but some of them are dense. And so, I just sat down and I read for about an hour or two and I finished the book in just a night. I've never done that before. It feels good. This book, oh my god, this book is great actually. I think I've rated this a 5 out of 5 or something like that. This book was awesome. Oh my god. Now, I won't be doing a spoiler-free and a spoiler section this time because there's not too much to spoil. It's a very basic plot structure and there's not too much to discuss anyway. So I wouldn't really go into a spoiler review. Don't worry about it. You can watch the entire review if you're just wanting to know if this book is good or not. So don't worry about that whatsoever. So the plot of the book is fairly simple. There is a werewolf coming to town, and each chapter in this book is a month of a year, and it's the cycle of the werewolf. So the cycle of the werewolf is the full year. And it goes through the entire year, and there's something that happens involving the werewolf the entire year. So it's just going through the entire year, and all these citizens are like coming to the realization that something's going on. And each chapter is very short. It's like 10 pages maximum for each chapter, and that's including pictures, so it's very, very short. And that's kind of the entire plot. It's fairly basic. There's one protagonist of it, Marty Coleslaw. I just checked that right there. And he's kind of very interesting. He's not extremely deep, but from the few pages we did get to know him, we got to know him fairly well. King writes a character greatly, man. King wrote it very well. This kid, we know him, we learn about him, and then throughout, I think 3 or 4 chapters total that we've seen him, he develops greatly, man. He doesn't change very much. King's characters, I think, don't change an awful lot, but he was very interesting. You can't expect a giant change in this tiny little book, but he did change a little bit, and his character was very well defined, and I very much appreciated the plot twist. Not very much a plot twist, but an interesting change in action. What I gotta commend this book on is the simpleness of it, the simplicity. If you don't know, this book originally was supposed to be a calendar, and if you can see, each chapter is a month, like I told you guys before. And if you go through it just a little bit, you can see that they're all outlined, like right over here, and they're fairly interesting like that. It's very short and it's very organized, and I very much appreciated that. We kind of went into a mystery, into a character, mystery, progression of the character, final climax, and then almost no falling action. Actually, there was no falling action, and I really love how perfectly compact it was. There was no words wasted. There was no space for more words. He wrote it. This is the most fast-paced, wonderful book that I've probably read from him. I wouldn't recommend it to a lot of other people because this book is expensive, man. This book cost me like $20 because it's out of print, so you can only get like old versions of it. So this thing was, and I got it at a deal. This is really expensive. I wouldn't recommend it for anybody else because it's not a very big book of, Stephen King. It's not very filled with cool stuff, but it's a very tightly paced one, just like Misery, except this one is even more tightly paced. This was great. There were many parts during the book that I just felt like it was just so, tension was great, and it was wonderful because I was going through and I was just, my heart stopped and I was reading it like, no way, and I was just scared because King wrote this so tightly paced that you have to feel the emotion. It's just like you have one page between the attack and then the fight and then the ending of the chapter. It's like you gotta bunch it all together, and in the end you just get this feeling of, oh no, something's gonna happen, and it's wonderful. I absolutely love that. There's really not too much to talk about it. I love the characters, I love the pacing, I love the story. The story was so tightly paced and was so well organized here. I loved the twist. I loved the characters. I said characters twice, didn't I? Either way, there were many characters for this book. You wouldn't expect there to be too many characters, but in this book, there were a good amount of characters that we got a really good insight into. Problem with this book, boy oh boy, the simplest problem is that it's present tense. Man, why? Why did you do that? I don't understand. Why do people write in present tense? Stephen King writes his novellas in present tense. If you check Gwendy's Button Box, which is right over here, this entire thing is in present tense, and this is quite a bit larger than that. So it's really off-putting. Like, why do you do that? Usually people don't write in present tense, you write in past tense, but this guy wrote in present tense. It didn't hinder me too much. There were many parts that I was just like, you really shouldn't have chosen that tense. But you know, what can you do? It worked out. It might have increased tension, I don't know, because I don't know the alternative. It might have, I can see it happening, but I was pulled out of the book too many times, and I wasn't a fan of that. So that's the only con I have for you. It's present tense. Whew. I didn't want it to be longer, didn't want it to be shorter. Absolutely great book. I rated this an easy 5 out of 5. For its size, it's wonderful. It does everything that it could possibly want to do, and I'm really happy about it. I'm really happy I read this in one night. If I read this longer, it wouldn't have been as tightly paced. So if you want to see more reviews, I'm currently reading The Dark Tower Book 5 as of the time of recording this, so go down below to the description and subscribe to see what I review of that book. Also, go down and click on the link in the description, which will take you to my Goodreads page, and you will be able to see what books I'm reading currently, what books I have read, the ratings of all the books that I do. You can talk to me, you can add me as your friend, follow me, whatever you want. All of that's down in the description, and it's very nice to see what this reviewer is doing currently, so that might be a fun thing for you. So if you want to do that, go down to the description. It's NervithZeno. If you want to just search that up, that works for me. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe for any future videos of Stephen King reviews or any other reviews that you guys want to hear, and make sure to comment down below what you want me to review next. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next. See ya, guys.